The ladder is an ancient and wise tool. Its influence over mankind dates back thousands and thousands of years to the spider caves of Valencia, Spain. It's always been there, watching, silently guiding the human race. But the real question is, to what end? Ladders in Halo, specifically, are a weird special interest of mine. I couldn't even tell you why I find them so fascinating. Maybe it's the adorable way there are no player animations for using them, but for no reason in particular, I decided to find every ladder I could and tell you about their historic rise and then tragic fall, as the series found, let's be honest, less janky ways to boost players to new elevations. In Halo 1, a ladder can be found in the first level on the bridge of the Pillar of Autumn. It's tucked right here under these nice gentlemen. I'm not sure why there's a ladder that leads to a little glass enclosure, but I'll tell you what, I'm not the only one who hides down here after relieving Captain Keyes from his duty moments after he hands me his pistol.
What the hell are you doing?
After this, Halo is a fairly ladderless affair until you return to the Pillar of Autumn, safely snuggled away on this cliff it crashed into. The ladder on the bridge is sadly a shadow of its former self. Don't try to climb it, it won't work anymore. You'll just end up plunging to your doom. Don't worry though, there are plenty of functional ladders still on the ship. This one brings you down to a room full of yummy flood friends. And this room here has two different ladders that you can use. The ladder to dollar ratio in Halo's campaign makes you feel like you're getting a bit stiffed out of your $60, but the multiplayer is full of ladders. They're everywhere. Dare I say, they're a key pillar of certain maps. Welcome to Damnation. It's one of Halo 1's best multiplayer maps with only one downside. It only features two ladders in the same pit that rockets can spawn in. Did you know this place was made by the Covenant? It must have been made during a strange blocky point in their history that they don't like to talk about. That means that, yes, these are alien ladders. Chiron TL-34 is a map set on a space station orbiting Mars, where the designers thought it would be hilarious to make the crew navigate floors and rooms exclusively through teleporters. One of the many rooms on this map does, in fact, have a single ladder. To make sure you aren't here all day, we're going to speed things up a bit. So, boarding action has 10 ladders in total. Longest has 2, Sidewinder has 4, Timberland has 6 ladders, Infinity has 2, Death Island also has 2, Prisoner has 4, Wizard has 4, Battle Creek has 2, and Icefields has 4. And when combined with the 4 from the campaign, it adds up to a meaty 47 ladders. If that Halo 1 remake turns out to be real, I expect they'll try to double that number. If the budget allows it, perhaps even quadruple it. Well, I think the ladder on the bridge of the Pillar of Autumn is extremely memorable. Dare I say, iconic. There's a special place in my heart for these two ladders on Battle Creek because, look at them. They're built into the dirt cliffside. I love how weird map design was during this era. Graphics were primitive enough that games had some pretty weird and abstract ideas for how natural geometry looks. Halo 1 is a generous game with its ladders, but the sequel is a bit withholding. Maybe that's what makes Halo 2's ladders so intriguing. I won't lie to you, Halo 2 doesn't start strong. No ladders can be found in its first level. The second level, however, does have some interesting ladders. When you get the Warthog near the end of the mission, these little structures along the beach have ladders inside of them. 2 are in this one. But most interestingly is the single ladder in this one right before the tunnel. If you go up to the ladder and pick up the sniper rifle located on the roof, a scripted set piece begins and you get ambushed by elite drop pods. Isn't that cool? This little sniping on the roof moment was set up for the players. And most of you probably missed it. Wonderful stuff. The last time a ladder would grace Halo 2's campaign is in the second to final mission. On this platform, there are these supports that you can hop down onto if you feel like exploring. But oh no, how is one supposed to get back up? Via this, a Halo 2 Covenant ladder. As for multiplayer, there are some ladders, but not nearly as much as Halo 1. The map Waterworks has 2 ladders located in the middle of the map right here. The map Headlong does have a ladder on it, but it's a secret ladder, sequestered away just outside the play space. It's a legendary oddity in the Halo community that has fascinated Halo 2 players for, decades now. I couldn't tell you why this specific pillar outside of the map is coded to be a ladder, but it's here, silently watching over any multiplayer match you partake in on Headlong. When we get to Halo 3, multiplayer had no ladders to speak of, with their only representation being in the campaign levels Sierra 117, Crow's Nest, and Savo Highway. Sierra 117 is set in the jungles of East Africa, which houses a variety of old, dilapidated 20th century structures. There's a few places you can find them, here and here. Once you get to the electric dam, ladders can be found within the facility. Each side of the dam has a single ladder, and this one is particularly pretty. Where Halo 3 really goes nuts, though, is in the next level. Deep within Crow's Nest is a barracks where brutes are butchering Marines. This place is ladder heaven. They're everywhere, simply everywhere. You can use ladders to get up on higher walkways to shoot down on those nasty brutes. Or, if you're thinking of being a sneaky little truffle, you can use some special ladders on the walkways to climb even higher, up into the air ducts where you can get the drop on the brutes. Believe it or not, there's a whopping 16 ladders in this place alone. The last ladder of Halo 3 can be found on Savo Highway, right here. If you miss the jump, a ladder can get you up to where you need to go. And the final ladder in the Halo series can be found in Halo 3 ODST on the mission Oni Alpha Site. As the Covenant storm across a bridge at the beginning of the level, a series of charges are the only thing that can slow down their assault. The detonator for these charges can be found at the top of a tower at the end of the bridge. This is the final hurrah for ladders in the Halo series. It's not a tower, it's a monument, a memorial to these beautiful, historic creatures. The total number of ladders in the Halo series is a whopping 76 ladders. And if you're a Halo fan, this is an insanely frustrating number due to the franchise's love of the number 7. Just one ladder away from 77 ladders. We could end it here, a tale of sadness, decline, and eventually mourning. But what if I told you a single ladder managed to slip by and hide itself within the series, one so safely tucked away that few know of its existence? For you see, in the latest Halo game, Halo Infinite, there's a map called Kusini Bay, a remake of Zanzibar in Forge, and in this corner of the map, behind the cars, is the 77th climbable ladder. By crouch jumping, this ladder can be used. It leads to nowhere, but perhaps the destination is something we must look within to understand. Perhaps the real ladders are the ones inside each of us. Okay, the video's over.